Okay. The time has finally come, beautiful people. Cheer. I've been singing this tune for entirely too long now. Probably like 8-9 years, something like that.
So we finally here, man. Joe Budden album, the third installment in the trilogy, All Love Lost. And if you've been following him on his interviews and everything, he basically summed everything up. He didn't hold nothing back. He didn't hold no punches. He delivered a great body of work. This is the best one out of, each one that he released. I'll go interpret that later. But it starts off with the intro, All Love Lost, definitely a great way to open up the track. A lengthy track at that, filled with introspective lyrics, great production, especially that hook. That shit was crazy. He talked about his addiction, depression, the fans, life, just everything all wrapped in one. And that's a great way to open up the album, so I definitely knew that this was going to be dope. Going into Broke, at first when it came out, people was like, oh, are you talking about people with money? And it's like, no, you have to listen to it. It's nothing about that, especially about a relationship, that went wrong, the insides and outs about it, the good, the bad. And it definitely let you into his world of, I guess, as he says, the casual listener, if you don't know anything about Joe Budden. The production was on point. I definitely indulged in the hook. And the song is very relatable if you actually been through a lot of real shit. You know what I mean? Personally, I can identify with the song as well as the intro track. You know what I mean? It's just certain things you go through in life, and it's not always easy to come out of them. But when you do, you can, relay messages to other people and let them know that through my personal experiences, what you're doing, you're going down the wrong path. And I definitely can appreciate that about Joe Budden music. Going into track 3, Playing Our Part, you definitely could tell the first verse is about a female, particularly, basically, it's about his love life, things that went on, playing our part. Even if we know it's wrong what we're doing, or one of us loves each other more than the other one, we still at the end of the day playing our part. So you can put any one of those females into that category, but I definitely feel like it's about Caitlyn in a sense. Moving on to Man Down, he bared his soul on this record, man. He let nothing back. Definitely introspective to say the most. R.I.P. to the people that he mentioned. You could definitely feel the hurt and the pain and despair he was talking about throughout the song, and I definitely thought that was a good look. Going into my second favorite record, which is Immortal, he definitely just bared everything. He was honest, about his pill addiction, his love life, the hurt that comes with it. He was just honest, this is my favorite record. I actually made my own personal, little clip using parts of that, with pictures of me or some shit like that. But anyway, Immortal is a great song. Going into Love, I'm Good, you can definitely tell the first verse is about the rap industry, the ins and outs of it, everything he put in and still don't get credit for. Going into the second verse, basically it's about a female, you can tell, you know what I mean? It's just his song, his way of saying, I'm good off love, you know what I mean? If this is what love is supposed to be, I'm good off that, and at the end of the day, shit, you all go through stuff in life, but it's about, I guess, expressing it and letting it go. And Joe Budden sometimes used to be the type of person that didn't know how to let things go. They used to call him Bipolar Joe, if you didn't know. But anyway, going on to track 7, which I thought was a cool, okay record. Make It Through the Night, featuring Jadakiss and Marsha Ambrosia. You can take it for what it's worth. I'm quite sure a lot of people have their side of what the song means. From what I took from it, it's about, things that's going on with the police, life in general, society as a whole, and definitely a cool record. But to me, it just kind of threw me for a loop after hearing it. Going into track 8, Slaughtermouse, it's basically his letter to Eminem. In my words, I'm calling it Stan Part 2. It's not really a diss record, but he just letting them know some things, and I thought that was appreciated. A lot of people misconstrued when I talked about it, like I was saying it's a diss record. No, it's not a diss record, but knowing the mystique behind Joe Budden, some can interpret the way he writes his lyrics and his wordplay. It can be kind of a shot, but still a good record. Going into track 8, Where Do We Go? featuring Eric Bellinger, personal issues at its finest. I feel like he's going that extra bastard on this record. If you hear the things he's talking about, and if you heard her interviews in the past and things that he said about her in interviews, I feel like it's towards her. I could be wrong, but it's definitely about a female in that record. Going on to Unnecessary, it's just basically his introspective side the most, about exes, about fans, music, life, everything. You know, you got to take that into account. And I definitely appreciate the hook. I think she did an incredible job. Also, in the first verse, you can definitely tell us about an ex, but he kind of says it in a way it could be about two exes. And the second verse goes in mixed with his fans, his son as well, you know, and life. You know, the hook is deep, man. You really got to take it for what it's worth. Going into track 11, Love for You featuring Imani, another record to where he bared no expense to nothing. He definitely talked about his fans, how he feel they're like trading on him and not really representing him in a way that they should. His feelings about family, friends, the rap industry, females in general. He definitely talked about that a lot in that song. But at the end of the day, shit, that's Joe Budden, and that's what, as his true fans, come to love about him. Going into Only Human featuring Imani, first verse definitely about the relationship with drugs he had, you know, even dealing with how his mom was dealing with it, and I thought that was pretty dope. But if you watch Love and Hip Hop, you kind of seen that. His relationships, love he's been through, the pain that it caused, you know, and it's just him showing that he's still at the end of the day only human, and we are only human. You got to appreciate that. And the last track, Fuck 'Em All, you know, that was a song that was on if you pre-ordered it, he just basically spazzed out on his joint. You know, there's nothing bad to say about it. It's Fuck 'Em All. You know, a lot of people have that, you know, attitude about certain things. But overall, man, a lot of these songs I can identify with, not far as dating strippers and, you know, things of that nature, but as far as females, like some of them do have a lot of things misconstrued when their view of the relationship, you know, they never want to be seen as the one that caused it. They like to play the victim and shit on the person that, I guess, the bad guy, meaning the guy itself. And a lot of these songs I definitely can personally relate to. And I feel like he really, at least me being a listener of the music, kind of put things in perspective for me, far as, okay, I could see where I went wrong in that situation, and me venting and me ranting about a lot of things, far as my personal blogs and shit go like that, where people may think I'm talking about one particular thing, but I'm not. I'm talking about something else. But overall, this is definitely the best Joe album out of all three of the joints that he released, and it's a 9 out of 10, hands down. Definitely one of the most introspective albums this year. I'm not saying the best, but one of them. You know what I mean? Pure lyricist, and I still don't think he get the credit he deserves. 12 songs out of 13 is not bad, but I mean, even the track 7 is not bad, but it just, to me, didn't fit the mold. And the production was always on point. He always delivers those slow-paced, melodic sound records. And we come to love Joe for that, man. Production, 9 out of 10. He definitely put, you know, everything out in the open. If anybody that didn't know anything about him, they know now. And people that really had questions but didn't get no answers, shout out to Sway. But he did all that, man. If you can't appreciate this type of music, I mean, it ain't for you. If you're not a mood music fan of that era, then this ain't for you. But everybody that could appreciate good mood music, you know, you definitely gonna love this shit. I dub this shit Mood Music 5. You know what I mean? Because I just always feel like we, as fans of that mixtape series, always wanted one more. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. You know, it took me a while to gather these thoughts. But overall, man, it's a solid album. Glad I'll be picking it up. I already pre-ordered it, so I have a physical and a digital.